This is Crystal from Crystal Clear ESL. I'm so excited to be here today with Wykit, the founder and, do you say CEO or
Yeah,
MD
CEO.
of
Yeah.
RemoteHQ? RemoteHQ is a virtual classroom option which will provide co-browsing. So I'm really excited to learn more. Thank you for agreeing to this meeting, Wykit.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
great to meet you.
So let me take a step back and maybe before I go into the demo, and maybe orient you and everyone what we are and what we can do. Um,
Perfect.
so today, if you think about a lot of so we are not a video conferencing platform per se, even though right now you look like we have that embedded. So if you think about Zoom, you think about WebEx, you name it, the way people do remote instruction education right now is they rely on technologies that's been created 20, 30 years ago. The standard is
Right.
AV plus screen share, right? And that's
Right.
very limited, and those kind of modalities were created for essentially the office world 10 years ago, where you go into office 5 days a week, and maybe once in a while you work from home and you teleconference in, right? It doesn't fit today's
Right.
world. So what we've created an immersive um, uh, way for educators and students to not just see and hear each other, but to also collaborate and to teach and to learn in multiple ways. So the first thing is you won't see this, but I'll do a screen share in a bit so you see it. But for your audience, is the first thing is when you join Remote HQ, this is a virtual room, right? Just like any video conferencing, but you can bring different applications into this room, okay? And those applications um, can help you do certain things. So what are some of the apps that we have? So if you hover over lower right, which you don't see, I see because I'm the host. Open apps. You will
Okay.
see
Yeah.
you'll see I have an app gallery here. Here, I'll share my screen with you now, so you will see.
Okay.
So, all right, let me know when you see my screen.
Yeah, I think I see what you're.
Okay,
It's
so
kind of popped in the middle, and then we've got our video panels to the side. So it's
correct. So
duplicating.
so if you see my screen share, my
Yes.
cursor. So you see there's
Okay. Yes.
right, open apps, which I have and you don't have. If I click on this, these are all the apps I can bring into this room. Okay, so
Wow.
the first thing
Incredible.
is the co-browsing remote browser, which is you can spin up a browser in the cloud that is ephemeral, that is a single use. Whatever website you load here is immediately interactive, is immediately multiplayer, and I'll show you in a bit. So
Okay. Okay. Can we try that? Why
let's
can't
try
I
it right
just
now.
texted you a web page to one of my lessons, and I would love to see how it works on here.
Absolutely. So let me stop sharing. And then
Brilliant.
let me push the layout. Okay, let me open this. Open in remote. So I'll copy this. Okay, I'll
Okay.
copy this, and then I will go open and sorry, Crystal, you're in Europe, right?
I am.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Well, I was
I
up until
will.
Brexit.
Okay, so I will then spin up, as your audience will see, you can spin up Chrome, Firefox, or Brave, um, and you can choose a location. So here we've got about 6, 7 locations around the world. So I'll spin up the browser in the location that's closest to you, so it'll be fastest to you.
Oh.
So I'll spin this up
Oh,
in,
does that make it faster for
yep,
like load times and things?
exactly. So I'll spin this up
Amazing.
in London. Uh,
Okay. Brilliant.
so I think we don't have so this may take a few seconds. So I'm going to spin this up.
Okay.
And while it's spinning this up, I can talk a little bit about um, what. So this is a browser in the cloud that's on the virtual machine that's getting piped to you and I. So you and I can
Okay.
control it. Now the interesting thing about this is that I can control as a host how granular or who has control, right? So it goes from all the guests can view only, no one can control. So this is, if you have a lot of students,
Okay.
you may not want students to have full control, so you just want them to see, right? So here we go.
Right.
So
Yeah, like if you get those children who are the
exactly.
squares, or they like click want to shut down all tabs, then
Exactly. So the first thing here is I can so you can control right now. By the way, you can go to whatever website you want. You can just type out the website that you sent me, right?
okay, cool. Oh, it says allow access to clipboard and
Yes,
then
you
try
need to
again.
allow access because otherwise you can't copy and paste in and out. So that's very important.
Okay, so where do I do that?
It says it should have said here. Maybe I'll just copy this in first and then we can work that. So this is the ESL, right?
There you go.
This is where it
That's
goes.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll do this accept.
Okay.
So now you can control
scroll
it.
down there. Oh, I can scroll down.
So
Actually,
the clipboard access is just so that you can copy and paste URLs and things into the remote browser. And we can go through that a little bit later. Here, I just want to make sure that we can go into this website and you and I can control it together. So you can see my cursor, I can see your cursor. I can scroll. You can scroll. I can click. So that's just this is just your browser.
Great. Yeah, so I can see why kids' browser is yellow and my own browser is black. And like I'm from the student perspective. I can also hear the audio. And I'm the one who is navigating these slides at the moment.
Yes.
So that's quite cool.
So I can take away control right
And
now.
then-
So boom, now you can't control anymore. Only I can control. Right?
That's great. I love that feature because I have taught those students before.
Yes, you want them to focus on particular things. Now, in certain cases, you may not even want them to see as you're loading things up. So I can take away viewing rights. So now it's private to me. You don't even see it.
Okay. So this has brought us back to full screen where we
Correct.
can illustrate like pronunciation and things.
Correct. So now let me show get you control again. So I've given you control again, and then I'm just gonna full screen for everyone so that this is in the middle for you again. So
right. So you said everyone. That leads me to a question. How many students could I theoretically have in the classroom?
That's a good and important question. Theoretically, you can fit up to 50 people in this room. Okay.
Okay.
Now, there are constraints, not due to our fault. The constraints are some students may have bad bandwidth or their machines are not as powerful. Encoding and decoding video streams, like the video conferencing, it's pretty heavy on bandwidth and on the CPU on the machine. So a lot of times when you have up to 8, 9, 10, or 12 students, some students may see their computer fan start spinning, or they may start seeing audio being a little garbled. If and when that happens, here's the trick. The trick is to turn off the camera.
Okay, so that'll reduce it.
So that would, so turning off the camera would absolutely solve sometimes the audio, being bad, because then it just frees up the bandwidth, it frees up the CPU. And sometimes if students have bad connectivity and they did not connect correctly the first time they joined the room, all they need to do is just refresh refresh their browser, leave the room, and come back.
Okay.
So.
Okay, great. So as the host or the teacher, can you also turn off your students' cameras and mute them?
Yes, you can, absolutely. So let me share my screen just so that you see this. So let me know when you see my screen.
I can see it.
Okay, great. So so you see as I mouse over a student video, I can actually mute you here. You see? So,
right, that's handy. Yeah.
So let me mute you. Now, once I've muted you, I can't unmute you for privacy reasons because if you have muted yourself and I can unmute you, I can snoop on you, right? So we only allow a one-way control. So let me mute you now. And now you're muted. But I can't unmute you. So you have to unmute yourself. So I'll say, Crystal, you're muted. So you have to unmute yourself.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. That could be a challenge because I have experience with a platform where you rotate small groups within a large class through a teaching cycle. And so you will turn the camera and the microphone on for a group of, let's say, 3, and then you'll turn it off and you'll move to the next group so that it's cycling through and everybody has a chance to participate. But you would have to have a group that is sort of proficient enough with English to understand when you said, okay, Jerry, Simon, and Susie, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. So this is actually something that we have, it's actually, we've gotten this feedback quite a bit recently. So one of the things that we're actually discussing is actually make it simpler, right? We should say like, let the host be able to mute and unmute everyone, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. So that might be in development then.
Exactly. So that's something that we may add on and release in a matter of weeks. So.
Oh, weeks! Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys move fast over there.
We do. We take feedback and run pretty fast. So the other one is turning on and off camera. So right now, again, this is one of the things that we're working on to kind of make things simpler for the teachers. So, but right now, as you can see, if I go to more actions here, so there are a few things you can do. You can change background. You can mute. Actually, here's the thing: you can mute all participants here, but you can't unmute them. So
right.
That's, right.
Yeah. That's everyone.
And then you can unmute everyone. That's what we want to add. The other one is if you go to change video quality, and I click.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Change video quality. So so we default to standard. And sometimes if people have really good bandwidth, if you're on the call and there's only 2 people, you and I have really good bandwidth, I can jack this up to high quality and you and I can see each other in high definition, which is cool.
Okay, perfect. But if they don't,
switch it to low. Yeah, well, if they don't, our algorithm was actually manage the resolution to what your pipe can achieve. So this is just manually controlling it. And then I can turn audio only. So what this does is that when I hit this, it turns my audio off. It turns my camera off. It also turns all the video streams to me off. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't turn your camera off, but all the video streams that I'm getting for everyone is off. So this is great. So audio only is great. Is let's say you have a student. Let's say you've got a class of 8 people. Everyone has really good bandwidth. Everyone can see and hear each other. But there's one student who has bad bandwidth. So you don't want to turn off video for everyone just because of that one student. So you tell that one student to turn off his or her camera and all the video streams coming in. So everyone can see each other. Okay. Except for that one student. So if I do this, so here you'll see that I've gone audio only, right? So I can't see you can't see me. So this is sort of like the nuclear option.
Okay. If you will. Yeah, it's like a backup plan. Perfect.
Exactly. So.
Great. Okay.
So the other thing, Crystal, that's important for me to upfront walk you guys through is. Each one of these squares is a tile. So I've got a big tile in the middle. I've got 3 small tiles, and this right-hand side rail, we call it a gutter. We can minimize it, or we can
disappear. Right? Yeah.
Now, here's the cool part. You know how like in Zoom or in WebEx, you kind of have a layout fix, right? You can maybe change the layout by clicking on different pre-configured algorithm. And the problem with that is just like some people have different preferences for layout. Here, you can configure your own layout by dragging and dropping them out. And then resizing. And then I can even, right? So if I want to see you, and I don't need to see my own mug, I can drag this into the gutter. And I,
right? Like if you want to prioritize seeing students.
Exactly, right? Now, here's the other question.
Right.
So here, I'll drag myself out here. Here's the other question. What if I have a certain layout and I don't know what layout my students necessarily have? And what if I just want my students to see my layout? I can push my layout to everyone by going to layout, and then
Oh
the
my
first
gosh,
one, share
that
current
is such
layout.
a lifesaver.
Right. So I click this. The moment I click this,
That is-
we sync layout. You follow my layout.
yeah,
There's another
that's
feature.
wonderful.
There's another feature that we'll be rolling out in a few weeks, which is so this you have to do every time, right? Because the moment I sync my layout, a student can move things around, and then you don't know, and you have to resync the layout again just in case. We have
So
a
you have
feature
to
rolling out called Follow Me in a few weeks, which is the students can't change their layout at all. The students' layout follow the teacher's
Correct.
layout. So whenever the teacher relay things out like this, you know,
Yeah,
this you don't even need to click share layout. The student's layout will automatically follow your layout.
right. Oh my gosh, I'm just toggling around it right
Yeah.
now. Like I can drag.
Yep, you can drag and drop. You can do everything. Yeah,
That door too.
exactly.
It does. Oh my gosh.
So
You can make the lesson screen bigger, but then our video feeds are still really good. Yeah, that's fantastic.
exactly. So
Cool.
yeah. So going back to this.
Okay, so I can see you also have a chat function.
Yes, I have chat function. I can
Yeah.
upload files. So whatever files I upload, I can open it for everyone. I've got reactions.
Right.
And if you hit the shift button, I've got another set of reactions.
Oh, yes, that's fun. Good. So people could use those as rewards.
Exactly. You
Perfect.
can name this.
What about interactions? Can teachers like type text or draw on these slides from
Not yet.
through this browser?
Annotation is coming. The ability to annotate is coming.
Okay.
Right now you can only see each other's cursors. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That said, all the Crystal Clear ESL lessons have built-in annotations.
Okay.
So we can draw, but it would be great down the road to see typing, because obviously more proficient students will be creating longer sentences and pieces of writing. So typing would be a lot more efficient.
Yep. That totally makes sense. So here, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, but people can grab and drag things where previous to companies like yours and these developments, they haven't been able to grab and drop.
That's exactly right.
What is the functionality on iPads and other touch screens?
Yeah, great question. iPad, it works on iPad right now. iPad is really cool. You can actually drag and drop and really quickly.
Yeah.
In fact, I will love to show you what it looks like. So here, let me go to Vimeo. I'll show you a video of how it works on iPad, which is let me see, maybe it might be YouTube, which is
super
really cool.
I'm so excited.
Sorry, I'm on a.
So
Hotel.
obviously we're recording this.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, obviously we're recording this right from the RemoteHQ classroom. What happens with the recording? Where do you go? How do you?
Yeah, so we're
them?
not using the internal recording for RemoteHQ Classroom yet, and the reason is because when you record within RemoteHQ Classroom, it only records this whatever happens in the room. I may want to show you how I drag and drop a file into here, so I have to use my external QuickTime recorder. So give me 1 second, because I want to show you some of these videos, which is outside of RemoteHQ.
Yeah, sure.
Hang on. Let me see if I have it here. I probably have it here under my video. iPad. There we go. So let me. I don't think GIFs work on our platform, but let's see if it works. Okay, let me open files. I'll drag and drop a GIF in here. Let's see if this works. I've never even tried a GIF here in a while. You know what? My bandwidth is not fast. So let me just open it here. I'm going to open with Chrome. And then so you see how it works. Okay. Do you see my, if you look at my shared screen, do you see it? Do you see how the iPad works?
Oh yeah. Oh, all I had to do was click that. That's
Yeah,
handy.
click that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yes, I can see it.
See? It's really cool. It's really fast. You can draw with your finger. So this is a whiteboard app.
Enlarge,
And then
draw.
I've got a notes app on the right, and I've got video tiles. I can drag things along. There's one piece.
So it has the same functionality.
It has the same functionality. Now, with one difference. We have I won't call it a bug. We have a UI optimization we're doing right now. As you move things, tiles around, we have to, because of Safari is somehow problematic. It pops up every time you move a tile. It pops up a little window on top of RemoteHQ that asks you if you want to turn off audio. It's really annoying, I will say. We are fixing that very, very soon in the next few weeks. This just happened in the last few weeks, so yeah, that would be fixed soon.
Be patient.
Yeah, it's annoying because I sometimes join on my team calls on my iPad, and it just like I can't do that because it's so annoying. So we're gonna fix that soon. So
perfect.
Yeah. So yeah, you can control, you can draw, you can do all kinds of stuff. For that matter, same thing with mobile phone. Although mobile phone, the form factor is smaller, so there's less you can do. It's more about absorbing instead of writing and doing things. But you still can control different things.
Okay, yeah.
It's a little harder. So yeah.
Okay, no problem. Wow, that sounds really good.
Yeah. So here's another thing. So here, you have, let me see. You have this website you've loaded, right? So let's say you want to bring other apps in here. Let's say you want to bring a notes app, right? So I can go here. I open up notes.
Yeah.
And then there we go. I'll open as a blank template. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is not great.
Okay. So it's like what's that called? Mosaic or whatever. So you can add screens.
Yeah. So I can. So if you have an agenda for the class, it's like agenda 1, agenda 2. Now you can type too. I've given you rights to permission to type at the same time as me. I can take that away, obviously.
Oh my gosh, let me try it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I love it.
Exactly. Right. So
that's really fun. So does this save? And is this something that you have to sign up for, or is it automatically integrated with?
It's automatically. It's yet another. So if you go to my screen share again, so this is, if I go to open apps, this is an app, a notes app that we built, right? So
it's just there.
It's just there. So going back to,
it saves. How do we?
That's a great question. Where does this go? Where do the notes that we've taken go? This is where I will show you magic. So if I go back to the remote browser, let me actually, how do you, okay, let me exit out of your app. Let me open up a new tab. Let me go to here. I'll maximize it so you see where it gets saved. So let me go to, so
you're going to the user portal type thing.
Exactly. So I go to let's see. So I go to rooms. So I go log in. So I basically go to RemoteHQ.com. Okay. I'll log into my account. I have a lot of them, so I need to pick the right workspace, which will be, this is an
I do
Excite
that too when I'm showing
workspace.
people around my site.
Yeah, so let me go to my workspace is, what are we, Wiki demo, there we go. This is my workspace here that we're on.
Oh wow, what are these?
So, okay, so in fact, let me stop my screen share. So, okay, so this is
These
a
are like
workspace.
different classrooms.
That's exactly right. So when you create a workspace, when you come to join and sign up on RemoteHQ, you create a workspace, right? And so I created a workspace called Wykit-demo. In a workspace, you can create a unlimited number of rooms. So we are in one room now called Wykit Lao. And if I go in, I see history. I click on history. You will see all the sessions I've had in this room. So it's green because we're having a session in progress right now. And as you can see, the notes that we type automatically got saved here.
Oh my gosh. So if you recorded the session, would the
It would go
recording
here.
populate here as well?
It would. So let me share how.
What would you do? Would you then download it and email it off to your client?
No,
or is there an easier way?
No, even better. So you see this little toggle here? It says enable public link.
Yes.
You click on it. You copy this link. You send it to someone. They will only see this session details. No need to, and they'll see everything that was in that what we call all the artifacts that we've captured here. So no need to download an email. Just turn this on, send the link, and they'll get this. But they won't see other, privacy reasons. They won't see other sessions. So
could you add files to this classroom, such as like the lesson plan, for example?
Unfortunately, you can't edit this yet. That's on our roadmap. The ability to be able to kind of post call. But eventually. Add different things, upload different things, so you can send the link to students. They're like, hey, this is that class 12 we have on math, right? Arithmetic, and I forgot to add 2 more files, and here it is. So
yeah, that would be really helpful. But for the time being, what you could do is create a note within the classroom of the homework, right? And then the parent can see that. A note of the class feedback, for example.
Yep.
And the parent could see that.
Yeah, so in fact, I'm typing this in as you talk.
Have I understood that?
Yeah, exactly. For feature requests, add files to artifacts, session history.
Artifacts. Oh, okay, that's what you call them. Yeah, so it would be great to be able to upload them, but I think it's amazing. So if you created a note, just to clarify, you've created a note during class time, which comes up here, like the one that we just did together. The parents can use the link and they can look at those notes and artifacts as well as the recorded class video. Is that understood?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's so perfect.
So,
how long are these stored for? And do teachers and users potentially have like a capacity that they're going to hit and then need to start
so right now we store them forever. We don't really enforce it. We've talked about giving each subscriber, like maybe 5 gigs of storage. 1 to 5 gigs of storage.
Right.
Right now, the video recording is the one that eats up the most storage. Everything else don't. So
they can be huge, right?
Exactly. So it can be like 1 gig of storage means you can record like maybe 5 to 6 1-hour videos. And so right now we haven't really enforced it yet. So by the way, this is a video recording, right? So this is a video recording that I did. I think this is with Brenda actually.
Okay.
So if I play this. You can do playback.
So this, said...
So we're recording the entire session right now.
Okay, yeah, and another thing that I definitely would love to do this so that we can show.
Yeah, so I'll pause for a second. So you can delete it, you can download it. You can see this 3 little dots here. There you go. So you can download. You can download the recording if you do want. So yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, this is going to make life so easy. Let me just check YKit. One of the issues that some of your competitors have is that they're not accessible in China. So is this an issue for RemoteHQ?
Nope, we're not blocked anywhere. So.
Yay! Perfect. And students nor teachers have to download anything. Am I right?
Nope.
It's all web based.
It's all web based. Oh, you reminded me something that's really important. It's all web based, nothing to download. And so if you're using Zoom, the problem is sometimes Zoom, you only have one personal link, and that link changes, right? So you always have to go grab the link and the like. Here, we try to make it very simple as a mnemonic. Each room has a permanent URL. It never changes. So for example, all it is rooms.remotehq.com/ the name of your workspace, right? Which is YKit-demo, and then the name of the room. That's it.
Which you set.
Yeah. So in this case, the URL for the room YKit Lao is you just add the YKit Lao at the end, and that's the URL for this room. Yeah. That's what you send to people.
So theoretically, you might end up having to get quite creative with room names if somebody else has already stolen, like Emily's classroom.
No. Only within this workspace. So so you're right. Oh. So you could have a room called Emily's classroom. I could have a room called Emily's classroom, but your workspace our workspace name is different, right?
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is so great.
So
yeah.
A few other things.
Yeah, go
while
ahead.
we're here, let me show you a few other things. Let me go to room settings. Okay. Yeah. So we can do different cool things in the room. So the first thing is, all rooms are defaulted to having video conferencing on, like, the little squares that you see.
Yes.
We can actually turn it off. Okay. And what that means is that if I turn off video conferencing every time we go to the room, there's no AV, it's just our avatar. Why would someone want to do this? Here's the reason why.
Okay.
Our video conferencing will never be as good as Zoom, right? And I'll be very honest. Zoom has the best video conferencing out there. I mean, even Google Meet and Hangout will never be as good as Zoom, right? And we're not, again,
it's just not as stable.
It's just not. It's they have a better algorithm, and they Microsoft Teams and us and everyone else just don't have as well. They've spent years building it. So sometimes we tell teachers who already have standardized on Zoom, right? They're like, oh, can I keep using Zoom? Yes, of course. Keep using whatever video conferencing you want. So you turn off video conferencing, and then you have Zoom on the side, and then you have us. And instead of video conferencing here, you just have avatar, but then you can use all our other apps, the remote browser, the whiteboard, notes, and the like. So
they integrate. That is cool.
Yeah. And then access. So here, all rooms are guest enabled, meaning that I can send the URL to anyone, and that anyone can just join by just one click. If I wanted to be more secure,
I loved that today.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes people use this for other reasons where they need to be more secure, where only members of the workspace can join. So even if I share that URL to someone who's not part of my workspace, they can't join a session. Okay, so we can turn that on if you need to.
So do you add members of the workspace with their email address?
Exactly.
Or how do you?
So yeah, that's what you do. So you go here, you go to members, and then you just invite them, new members. So these are my members.
Amazing.
Yeah, these are my team. Now, I would say every member you add here, we do charge the additional seat, right? So if you're paying X dollars per seat, so when you create the workspace, you are the only member. So you're paying the $15 per month per seat just for yourself. If you add another person, that person goes on your credit card. So now you're paying $30. So that's the one thing to think of.
Because it's like a new account, basically.
Exactly. So, and by the way, we'll come back to that. Let's put a pin in this. We have a universal discount, 35% to all educators forever. So we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yay! That's wonderful. Yeah, because I know that RemoteHQ started out with corporate use cases,
Correct.
didn't you? And now
Yes.
you're sort of adding in the freelance market,
no, it's
which is
education.
amazing.
You know, it's funny. We didn't come from education. Is the use case is absolutely blown up for us. I'll give you some example. The biggest vocational school, the biggest online vocational school in the U.S. Use us. The biggest music school in Canada has standardized on our platform, and it's just really taken on a life of itself. So a lot of times when we build
Yeah.
features, we always think about, hey, you know, can this be useful for educators, right? To a point of, you know,
Yeah.
that's kind of what it's kind of evolved to.
Wonderful. I love that. So talk to me a bit about your pricing structure
So
then, please.
pricing's
Duncan.
very simple. Let me go here. Pricing. Okay. So right now, we have a $15 per month plan and $30 per month plan. And when I say per user here, it really means per host, really, right? So you could just be paying $15 for yourself, and you can invite as many students as possible. The students are free because they're guests. So for educators, we have a coupon code that is 35% off of $15 and 35% off of the $30. And if you apply that coupon code,
Okay.
that stays forever. That discount stays forever. On top of that,
That's like a lifetime thing.
yeah, exactly. On top of that, right now, in order to try this out, you have to pay $3 for 3 days here. As part of the coupon code,
Right.
as part of the coupon code for educators, we're giving you guys 3-week free trial. So you don't even have to pay $3. You get 3 weeks free trial.
Oh my goodness, you're a saint.
So
That's amazing.
but to make that work, I was talking to Brenda about this because Brenda suggested that, and we're like, that's a good idea. But to make that work, so it's important for me to say this. You do have to, and so because we use Stripe, even if we give it to you for free, you still have to enter your credit card because Stripe requires it. So we still ask you to enter a credit card. Now, we jerry-rig the discount because it's the fastest way to give you guys the discount this way. When you enter your credit card and enter this coupon code, we will charge you the $3 immediately, but we will reverse that charge within the next day or two. So you get the $3 back, so it's free. And then this free plan will be for 3 weeks. At the end of the 3 weeks, if you subscribe, meaning you didn't cancel, we will automatically apply the $15 plan times 35% off to your credit card. So.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So that makes it really easy. I commiserate with regards to Stripe. They're so sort of strict about things. So I get it. Don't worry. Well, I'm going to have to wrap up the video. So thank you so much for all this great information and all your time.
Absolutely.